Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Day. It looks like they fixed the X issue. Can't go live to X this morning.
Oh, that's a fix? You can't or can?
It could not earlier. It said there was having issues. I guess they fixed it since the 2 hours I've been working. Been here since 5:30. Yeah. Doing a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff going on. I can't say it's all loans. It's like I'm redoing all my stuff. So over the past 6 months, I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this, and I made this list. And now that I have my VA pod, they're like, stop giving us so much stuff. Like I have lead magnets that I've created.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, these need to look nicer. Can you send this to your copywriter person to make them look nicer? And they send them back on. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
That looks way nicer, right?
That's amazing. I couldn't even come up with even idea of that.
So that's why you hire professionals.
That's right. So I went through my first 40 hours in 3 weeks, and I'm going through my second 40 hours probably in a week and a half.
Oh, cool. Called flying.
Well, it's just additional stuff that I want done. And I'm like, okay, now, they can do that. You can do this?
What?
Like, yeah. Anyway. All right. You tell us about your real estate stuff.
Look at that. 706 closings in Stanislaus County.
And that's 3 months.
3 months.
That would be 215, 220, 230. What is it? 220?
I'll do the maths with the calculator.
No, I can't. I don't have a calculator over here.
706
divided by 3. Come on.
Divided by 3. 235 and a third.
I was close.
Yeah, you were. So that's not bad. We're creeping up to where we were at the end of the year. 611 listings. That's a good number to see. And the pendings always kind of hang out in the mid threes. So there's some news over there. That's what's happening in Stanislaus today. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Wow. Goodbye. See you later.
Bye-bye. No sense noshing on that for a while. Yesterday we talked about AB 2016.
My turn.
Remember 2016. If you died a day or tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about how you can
up to $750,000 value and some extra cash. You can do a streamlined probate if you didn't trust me and get a trust.
Right. That means you can go up to a certain amount, and it's a lot easier to get through, faster time and everything else, and it's not so costly.
Right.
Speaking of costly, ADP employment came out today. There was 155,000 jobs created in March, well above the forecasted range of 105,000 to 120,000. Also, February numbers were revised slightly higher, now showing 84,000 jobs added. Small businesses, which have been showing a weakness in the market and also a negative job growth for months, contributed to 52,000 jobs in that number. So that's a notable shift. That's showing that, hey, small businesses are like, you know what? We like Trump. We're going to start hiring. Or they're like, hey,
we got business.
We have stuff that's going on, and now he's allowing us to hire because of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you look at the wage trends, you look at the wage gains are slowing. Job stayers, that's people who stay on the job, saw a 4.6% annual pay increase, down from 4.7%, the lowest since June of 2021. What that usually is if you stayed, you got about an 8 to 9%. And if you moved, you got a 15%. Well, job changers saw a pay increase of 6.5%, down from 6.8%. So during the pandemic, that was much higher, and people were moving on to a new job and making so much more money than staying where they're at. That's not happening anymore.
No.
Wow. And you're seeing that shrink there from, it's only 4.6 and 6.5. That's not a big gap to go, I'm going to move to a new job. Right. Or they'll say, I'll just stay here and take this little pay increase.
That would be like a lateral move.
They'll just, they're going to say, I'm going to leave. And they're say, okay, well, here's $2.
Here's your increase. Yeah.
Here's 50 cents.
Okay,
I'll stay.
I don't have to pack up my desk. I don't have
to start a new job and then be under 90 days and have to potentially get kicked out. We also had Atlanta Fed come out today, first quarter of 2025 GDP estimate. They're estimating is a negative 2.8% to a negative 3.7%, factoring in trade adjustments that drops further to negative 1.4. Okay. So this is what they're thinking. Okay.
These are projections
because it didn't really come out. It's not out yet. It's just what they're thinking. They're thinking the economy is doing worse than what other people think it's doing. I can see that because with this whole tariff thing, it's throwing the market off. If you had a 401k, don't look at it. Just buy more. Buy when there's blood in the streets.
Absolutely.
Don't sell.
Actually, it looks like Dow and the S&P are doing okay this morning. They're up.
Yeah, 152 Dow right now, but that was negative, way negative.
No, I know it was negative for a while.
Mortgage application data came out today also. It showed that rates hovered around 6.75 last week, about a quarter lower than this time last year. That's Fannie Freddie, not me putting that out there, people. Purchase applications rose by 2%, are now up 9% year over year. Refinances fell 6% week over week, but remained a whopping 57% higher than last year. Refinances are now up 39% of all applications, with 70% of them cash out refinances. And I'm totally seeing that, either cash out refinance or a HELOC. It just depends on what's going on. Like, I have some clients who they're getting a huge settlement in a couple of years, so they're going, we're going HELOC. We want to keep our low rate. But I'm still seeing people wanting, trying to figure out if it's better to move closer to their job that they have to go back to, or if it's just better to commute.
Just fly in once a week.
I think, well, a lot of them are going to go, I think it's better just to commute. And then like 6 months from now, when the rates are dropped and everything else, they're going to be competing against everybody else to actually, get that house instead of doing it now.
True.
And so that's always how it always happens.
But the only good thing on that is if they have to sell, they're going to be selling for more.
They're not going to sell.
They're going to hang on to it.
Oh, yeah. Most of these people have such a low payment. They're going to make $1,500 or more a month on their rents. Yeah, you're going, huh?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Tuolumne County on average is about $3,000 for the same house, and they're paying $1,800. So what's that, $1,200?
Yeah.
So that's
a nice little nickel.
Yeah, well, that offset the
Not
difference in the payment difference of what you're paying now versus what your house is going to be in the future. You know what I mean? What you're going to go buy.
But what's your quality of life going to be commuting?
That's why you don't want to commute. You want to go buy that other place, keep that house rented, and then buy the new house, and then the difference in the payment, have your renters pay for you. That's what it is.
That makes sense.
EXP Realty has another lawsuit.
What now?
Michael Amon has filed a second lawsuit against them and its parent's company executive. I won't get into all that, but basically what he's saying is he's seeking $1 million in damages because supposedly his agent, Megan Featherstone, submitted competing offers for other clients and even herself without informing him during multiple transactions.
You got to tell them.
And guess who got the offer? Who offer got
was
accepted?
Was it the agent?
Yes.
What?
Yes. And so this case brings attention to the risk of unsupervised agent behavior, especially in large brokerages.
Well, hello, EXP. Rent a broker.
Is that what that is?
Basically.
Well, that must be the guy that somebody was trying to get a hold of that had got somebody in contract and they were doing horribly and they wanted out and he wouldn't let them out. And then I told them, why don't you just call the broker and talk to him? They talked to a broker in LA. And then he told that guy, you have till 5 p.m. to cancel this contract.
Yeah, I don't think
And then guess what? He didn't do that. He tried to come back and say, I'm canceling it, but here you still owe me a commission if they see any of the other properties, where the broker down there says, we're canceling the contract. Do what you want.
Yeah.
And so they ended up finally canceling by midnight. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, that's when you take the car salesman mentality. You never mold it. You never shape it. You never teach it anything. And you throw it into real estate and he thinks he can do the same thing. Poor kid. I tried to help him many, many times. Just recommend a couple things not to do. He did them anyway. He'll be in jail soon.
No, you want to just lose his license. They're complaining about policy and legislation about what the Trump administration has been doing. Fair housing rollbacks. The Trump administration has rescinded the 3 Keep Fair Housing policy meant to standardize how homeowners can challenge potentially unfair appraisals. So, the consideration of value.
Okay.
Right. That's out there. If you don't like the value that your appraisal comes in, they say you can put in a reconsideration of value and show them the difference and then have them look at it and then adjust the value up. Okay. Since this came out, I've had none
that
I put in for reconsideration of value change. Appraiser will not change. If they change one time, then that shows they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
And they will never do it. And I'm not picking on appraisers. I'm just saying I've never had one. I'm sure someone's going to go, I had one done. Well, congratulations. Your exception to the rule.
Right.
Not the way it really is.
Yeah, I actually had one done too. However, we had an out-of-town appraiser, didn't know the area, and compared against, you know how Modesto is. You go one block south, lower values. You stay one block north, higher values. Yeah. They were one block south. I said, well, what about these over here where the house is? And we were able to move it up. Well, but that was one out of maybe 100.
Well, that's like if you're in the college area and you're west of college versus east of college,
right?
Or closer to Tully, right? That's a totally different neighborhood potentially if you're going down some of those streets,
right?
And you need to know that where it changes. And you're right, that does happen sometimes, but 9 times out of 10,
it doesn't.
You're just SOL,
especially if you're using a local appraiser.
Yeah. So the other thing, the administration points to the 2024 USPAP. That's USPAP ethics rule update replacement, but that was gone. I have no idea what that is. That has something to do, I'm sure, with appraisals.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is a snapshot of the race and home buying in America 2025 reveals that 92% of those believe they experience appraisal bias didn't even report it, highlighting the need for clearer, stronger protections. While some improvements. So here's my problem. All right. I don't know anybody who just isn't it common sense that you would not offer on a home for
absolutely?
A client? Yeah, you would
absolutely,
think that.
Holly. You would think that, but
again, know how you just said common sense.
Yeah,
not everybody does that,
right?
And not everybody's like, oh my goodness, we should have common sense. Back to the appraisal thing, I don't understand people why they would go, okay, this house is in this neighborhood, and so this is going to be a lower price. I've heard of these lawsuits. That has to be an idiot. Kick that person out. But I think sometimes people think that that's just is happening when it's not happening. It's got to be this way. Well, not always. It's maybe the way that your house looks. Maybe you're a hoarder.
just maybe you're a hoarder.
They can't get in, or
maybe your house smells,
or you walk in and the smell of cat litter is so bad, people turn around and walk back out,
and there's no litter box.
I'm just saying, you walk in a home, if it smells bad, it's not going to get the highest marks. It's just not going to happen.
No, and if your curb appeal is horrible,
if your house is beat up, that has nothing to do with anything other than deferred maintenance.
Right.
And don't say that they have a bias against you. The bias is against you because you didn't take care of your house.
Exactly.
That's the bias.
But it's not you personally. It's just that you're a pig.
All right. We've been canceled.
Yeah.
I guess
culture canceled?
I guess you can't do that anymore.
What that?
But cancel us. Not with the current administration. They don't allow that. But I did see that the 10-year has been dropping. We're now 4.184.
Oh,
we were actually at the lowest it was today, 4.11.
Wow.
So we've actually come back 7 basis points.
Moving in the right direction.
No, we're moving it. Well, we were. Now we're going back up.
Well,
so
increments.
When you saw everything look so good.
Here, wait.
Yeah. So because the unemployment didn't come in the way it should have, or the way they were thinking, we actually went the opposite way. So it's getting worse. The rates are getting a little bit worse right now because we're down 5 basis points. We were positive before. The 10-year is only up 1 basis points. That tells you. It opened at 4.17, dropped to 4.11, and now it's back to 4. Now it's above 4.18. So this eventually will go down once all this happens. Mexico did come out and say we're not doing tit for tat. So that means they're not going to do anything. It's just Canada and these other people are rallying still. They'll all fall into the line.
Yeah.
But please,
Canada's flexing
their
non-workout muscles. Yeah, that has got to be the dumbest thing in the entire world.
Especially because they have cameras, dumbasses.
Yeah, they record everything. I like the group that are getting caught. I like the kid that got caught firebombing the Tesla dealership in Loveland, Colorado. He had run to, I think, Arkansas or something like that. And they found him.
Well, the question is, who's paying him to do that stuff?
Soros.
That's a big
Soros in their group.
I'm not going to say that because I don't want to be sued, but there's somebody behind it because it has to be there. They all have the same signs. They all the same list. Have you been able, we talked about it before, have you been able to not work and be out there picketing? No. Somebody has to pay your bills. So you know they're getting paid somehow.
Well, and I mentioned that the other day. I said, I wonder what these kids would be doing, or these people would be doing, if nobody was paying them. if
They'd be home
their sense of
playing
social
video games.
injustice would still be outside screaming and yelling. Some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen.
And I don't mind, some of the stuff, what you're doing and everything, but come on, it's got to make sense. And it's just talk on both sides, understand that kind of stuff. I mean, if Bill Maher can go and talk to Trump,
have dinner with him.
Yeah, that tells you anybody can go and break bread.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's fine to protest. Walk up and down the street all day long. The minute you start firebombing, I don't care what dealership you're firebombing or scratching people's personal property, tearing it up, destroying it, defacing it. Now that's a different thing. That's not protesting.
No, that is vandalism.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it, some of that's going to be a felony. So sorry, Mike's asking me for the code, so we got to get out here.
Again, let's go.
All right, everybody, make it a great day. We'll be back tomorrow.
You know what I remember?
No.
I remember tomorrow's Thursday.
That is correct, because you got to go run Rotary.
All
right, make it a great day. We'll be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.